Hi, everybody. Welcome to Technique Tuesday. And we are going to be doing some masking and some blending and stamping and whatever else we could come up with. Today, we're going to be going, as I said the other day, we're going to be continuing to use our coastal Scenic Coast from the new May to August catalog that just came out May 5th. And I'm going to go ahead and jump right on over so we could get started. So let me get over here and excuse my little bit of a mess. I've been playing all morning, so I've been having a lot of little fun. Little lot of fun? Yeah, I think I've just been having fun. So what we are going to do is we're going to play, like I said, with the Scenic Coast dies and stamp set. And let me get those out here for you so you can see those. Oop, let me make sure I'm in my camera so I could see better. I had to position things a little differently. So you see, this is the one I liked that I wanted to show at Easter. Excuse me, my camera's behaving badly again. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Up here. Come on. There we go. So this is the one that I thought would be great for Easter, even next year or Easter any year, because you'll see as we do the rock formations, as we ink them up, they could easily be made for the tomb of Jesus. And I'm like, that's the first thing I saw was the empty tomb. So just keep that in mind too as you see me ink these, and you'll see what I'm talking about. So I wanted to specifically show you the dies that you get with this, because while we're using this one today, which is the lighthouse, let me show it up against here, where you've got the lighthouse cut out, and it actually cuts out the water too. It's really amazing. And we're going to put some color behind that. You've got the sailboat with the water. You've got the radiant sun. And then you've actually got space here for you to cut out a sun if you want to do that. Little sailboat. You could cut out the rock formation. You've got some netting here. I mean, I've got so many ideas with this set that it's not funny. So it's definitely a great set to get. And that's the Sunset Coast. And you could always find them at let me go ahead and show you where that is. Right here. Right, oops, right there. CraftyGirlCreations.stampinup.com. Or I'm sorry, .net. So I've got that wrong. .net. I'm so used to doing .com. Whoops. Let me come back here. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. I decided on a white card base. And what I want to tell you about these white card bases, though, is that Stampin' Up! Does two different types of white cardstock. They do one cardstock that's the regular weighted cardstock, but then they also, this one goes a little bit heavier because the white cardstock that they have for everything else is a little lighter because 90% of the time it's also used for many other reasons, whether it be a layer, whether it be stamping stuff out and coloring it. There was just too much of a reason not to keep both the thick white cardstock for the cardstock, for the actual card, so that you wouldn't make your card so heavy, if you were to use white cardstock for everything. So that's why that was done. And so we're going to get started today, and we're going to set those aside because we don't need them now. I made a couple, or I cut out a couple pieces like we were talking about, of the white cardstock, and we're going to be blending on these first, because we're going to do our background. And this is where we're going to learn some masking techniques too. All right, so what we're going to do first is, I don't want ink all over the whole thing. Sorry about that, guys. I only want ink on part of it. So I'm going to take We're going to do the water first, so we're going to do the lower part. I'm just using Post-its. These are a little thinner, so I'm going to put 2. And I've only got the little ones right. Come on, the stupid camera. I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong or what it's doing right, and bear with me. Come on. Now you're going way up there. What the heck? I'm over here. I don't need you to see my inks. I need you to see me. Come on. All right, we're just going to have to do it the fancy way. There we go. We'll see if it works, and I'll try to keep an eye on that. But we're masking. Hey, if anybody in the comments knows why I can't do that straight, you are more than welcome to let me know. Oh, here we go. There we go. It decided to come back. So I've got that masked off. And we'll go ahead and do the other one too. Because I was going to have one ready, but I kind of got a little too excited about what I was doing and didn't quite have them ready. Alrighty, we'll mask that off there. And I'm just trying to mask a straight line, but it's not a huge deal if it's not perfectly straight, because it's going to have something in front of it. And you're going to love this. It's going to be a gorgeous card. So I set that up there. Now, I am going to take first our Misty Moonlight ink. And we're going to do some blending down here on the bottom. Kind of start off to the edge, because it doesn't have to be real dark, because we're going to stamp on top of it. This stamp set is extremely versatile. You could use it for so many different things in different ways, and anniversaries, you know. I mean, it's just amazing. I'm gonna stop. Come off of there. Oh yeah, see, I got a little heavy-handed. That's okay. One will be in more nighttime versus the other one. We're using Night of Navy too to some degree, so I'll see which way you guys like that to begin with. Now our stamp set, we're going to pull off the inky water. You guys take this off. We're going to use several of these. Alright, don't go nowhere, camera. I'm watching you. There we go, and put that right on there. Going to ink it up with the same Misty Moonlight. This one's kind of a juicy. I'm going to stamp off down here and see if... Okay, that's why I did that. I don't know if you guys can see. No, you can't. I noticed some bubbling on the ink. And if you do that, your ink, the bubbles will show in your ink. Now, I'm not going to worry about it with this card, because it just means you've got a really well-filled ink pad. I'm not going to worry about it with this card, because like I said, I'm putting it right up against that. It's not that big a deal. And we're going to take and come up just a little higher, because I didn't quite get that one up high enough. Okay. Not that one either. That's okay. We could do that again. And sorry about my head getting in the way. There we go. That's fine. That just put a little extra ink in there, and that's all I needed. Now let's do the other one. Alrighty, let me get these. I'm going to stick my head in the way again. Oh, that's better. I actually went up and over. I figured that'd be easier. Now, since I've got ink on these, I don't want to use them again, but you can see how that makes your horizon line. Make sure I don't have any ink on my fingers. Again, it's not that big a deal if I do, because we're going to be doing some different things. Now, we're going to go right up to the edge here and mask that way. I just bought these from the dollar store too. I do not buy expensive, Post-its. I just saw these were the last ones I saw up there because I used 2 of them for like $1 and something. So, and they were rainbow colored. So I thought, yay. Alrighty. This is such a cool, when you guys see this put together, you're going to be so excited. I'm excited just even thinking about it being done so you can see it. Okay. Now we're going to do the top. And we put the Misty Moonlight away. Just don't think we need that anymore. Go ahead and put it where it belongs. And we are going to pull out the Golden Glow, which is one of the new in colors. Set that over here. And I used this during the, we did some blending during the scrapbooking event they did last month. And we're going to do this one the same way. We just want, whoopsie, let's get that on there. We just want it to be a little glowy, golden glow, just a little glowy, like it's an evening sunset hour. That is so pretty. It looks really, really super yellow, but it's got such a just gorgeous glow to it. Oh, I'm not going to do that yet. I'm going to do the other one and make you wait. There we go. I love ink. I love ink blending. I think that's just one of the funnest things and therapeutic that you can do. It's just so relaxing. It's like coloring in a whole new way. You ready? Look at that. Isn't that cool? You made your own paper. I love this. I love masking. It's so much fun. So with that, now set these here and put oh no, we're not, oh yeah, we're done with the Golden Glow. So we'll put that away. And I'm going to pull out the pecan pie. Because the next one I've got is we're going to do the rock foundation. Now, there's always a dilemma on whether someone does the detail first or whether they do the solid color first. This is also known as second generation stamping or two-step stamping. You do it a lot with florals. Now, I'm going to try this because I've been playing around with which way I want to do things. So we're going to do the background first because I'm going to show you a stamp off technique. And that means we don't want full strength. That's what stamping off means. So I'm going to come down here and I'm going to just push down. Then with what ink is left there, and we're going to come off the paper a little bit. Oh, so that was, I got a little too much off. There we go. This will be work. And since I didn't really put a lot of ink on there, you really can't see it. So there we go. Now let's do the other one. Stamp off. Come off a little bit, and then I'm going to get in your way again. There we go. And the next thing we're going to do, so I'm going to take that stamp off because I'm still buying blocks. Got a bunch recently, but I don't have all of them yet. And then we are going to get, there we go. Got it right there. The detail, this we're going to stamp at full power, at full strength of the ink. And we're just going to go right back over top. I think it's easier to see that. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? I love it. It really looks like it's out in the middle of the ocean. And what do they say? Measure twice, cut once, measure twice, ink once. Well, I got a little off on that one, but you can't tell. I can tell, but you can't tell. So those are our backgrounds. Now, what do you do with backgrounds? One thing we're going to do, because remember, you stamp everything first and then you put the card together. So we have got one more thing to stamp, and that's our sentiment. Oh, don't tell me I lost that other one again. Oh, I'll find it if I oh, nope, it's here. I lost one of my fences earlier. Let's see, we'll set that aside. We'll set these aside. And I need these. Have you guys ever seen any heat embossing? We're going to do a little of that too, because I want my sentiment to be white. Because I'm putting it on Night of Navy. So let me get that one, that stamp out here. The happy, we're going to use happy anniversary. There it is. And we're going to do it to keep, we're going to do it with heat embossing. Now, when you've got a stamp that's thin like this, that you're going to put on a thin piece of paper, you want to lay it, the ink side down, and then pick it up with your, oh, that says happy retirement. Not what I was looking for. You can tell I can't read today. Where's anniversary? There it is. So again, you put it ink side down, because these guys get a little wiggly, but if you do that, your stamp is straight. So now we're going to take the Versamark, which is the glue part of this, and we're going to stamp it right on that little blue. There we go. I just like to try to make sure I'm right in the middle, as does anybody, I'm sure, but okay. Now with that done, I'm going to set this aside, cover my ink so it doesn't dry out, and I'm going to bring in the embossing kit. Now this can be purchased as a whole kit, to where you'll get, your color, you get all your accessories and stuff with it. And I just realized what I forgot to do. So we get to do that last part again. This is one of those things I just can never remember, but that's just me. So we're going to turn them over. That's the beauty of the cardstock with Stampin' Up. If you make a mistake, you turn it over and you do it again. What I forgot was the most important step with heat embossing, and that's your buddy. And that's to put some of the powder on here first, because it will keep your ink and your embossing from going in places you don't want it to go. So you won't have any of those little crystals that aren't part of your words. Okay, now we need to stamp it. Let me get that ink back out. It's all right, I didn't take it off my... All right, we'll get this. Yeah, you would have definitely seen it had the mistake had I not done that. Because it wouldn't have looked very nice. There we go. And now, let me go ahead and cover this up again, put it over here. I'm going to bring this in because I'm going to grab both of these together. And since my happy anniversary is at the end, I don't necessarily have to use the, yeah, I just pour it on because the tray gives it makes it so easy for you to get it off. We'll just tap, 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 tap. Oh, that's going to be nice. I'll just set that over here to the side because I move it because I don't want to get it to get blown away. And I've got my tool here, my Stampin' Up! Heat embosser, heat tool. And it could actually set up like this on your table. And then your buttons down here at the bottom. Now I'm going to turn it on low just so I can get it heated up. It doesn't take long. Now we're going to take it just... I am going to do them separately. I want you guys to be able to see this. Just keep it moving. One side to the other. There. See it start to change? It's looking more melted and not... There we go. Oh, sorry. Trying to keep it in frame. There we go. Now let's get this one. I heat up the back. All right, I know it's looking for it. I just love the magic moment. Yeah. Very pretty. All right, let me turn this off. I'm going to have to redo one of these, but I'll do it later. We'll finish out at least one card just so you could see it. I just made two just because I never make just one. I try not to make just one. But we've got our parts together, so let's go ahead and put our cards together. All righty. So what I have done is I went ahead and started this. And I made that. Oh, that's going to be pretty. So that it sits right over top, but we've got just one little wee bit of coloring to do. And that is the house. I want to make the house. We're going to make the house a little green. And give it a nice brown roof. Let's see. Which is pecan pie. There we go. And I did Poppy Parade for the if I can get my words out right. I did Poppy Parade for the tower. And I'm looking for my other, oh, pecan pie. Here it is. I put it back earlier because I kind of want to do these rocks, you know, in a little bit of give them some color too against the water. And you'll see we're going to put some things in front of this so that none of that's going to matter. I just draw a line over there. And we're going to put our sentiment on, so that's another reason why it's not going to be, it's going to be all right. There we go. So now we are going to decide where we want things. And I'm going to trim that edge just a tiny bit. The square was 3 inches by 3 3/4, if I didn't say. But I want just a little bit thinner, not much. Like maybe 1/8, if I'm lucky. There we go. And before we put that behind there, there's one last thing I want to do, and that's to show you, as soon as I get my hand recognized here, come on, there we go, is the shimmer brush. If you've not seen the shimmer brushes yet, I'm going to show you how they work. When you get one, you're going to have these, and they're going to have this little white band in here. The first thing you do is take that off. And this is the Golden Glow, because they brought the shimmer brushes out in colors only right at the moment. Let me get my ink. And then you have to prime it, and that's just to simply squeeze. Kind of squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. You'll see it coming out the white edges here as it fills this tip up. There you go. See, it's coming out on that side. Let me see if I could get that up there to where, oh, come on. Get it up there where you could see it. There you go. You could see that priming now. And then we're going to just kind of start. But that's how you get them started. There we go. Done. So now it's primed and ready to go. I saw other people doing cards similar to this, but I thought, what a crazy thing if I could take and actually kind of put some shimmer in the sky. Make it a magical day. What do you think? Between the two. Shimmer, no shimmer. Shimmer, no shimmer. I like shimmer. Anybody got any opinion one way or the other? Now, where do we want it? I think I'm going to put it about right there. Yep. Okay, so we are going to take the edges of this, just in the corners, and we're going to glue. Put glue down in the corners. And just a tiny bit along the sides. Just a real thin. And so we're going to take and line that up again. And that's why I use the glue. There we go. There we go. I like that. That looks nice. And then we're going to take and glue the whole thing now onto your card base. There. So you've made a very three-dimensional project, a very three-dimensional card, and used many techniques to do it. The last thing we're going to do is take, oops, the happy anniversary. And I'm going to snip the end. Then we need some dimensionals. Let's see. I don't want the big ones. I want the little ones. Here they are. And then we've got a couple more things to add. In fact, I got to do those first. I just realized. And that is to add our fencing. Except for I want to add just a little bit more of the dark. That's why I did this ahead. Let it kind of sit for a while. I want to take the dark pecan pie. Let me see. There, that's it. And I want to take and go where the light source isn't. Let's see. Da-da-da. Okay. And kind of darken it on the side that it's dark, you know, that when the light source hit it, you're going to have one side that's a little darker. So I want to give this one last punch, and maybe some on the bottom, here and there. And then on this side, it's going to be this opposite side here. It just makes a real big difference. And I'm using the pointed end because I don't want it to go everywhere. I should have showed you the before and after. I didn't think about it till now. But artistically, I'm going to kind of bring this up so you could see it. Yeah. There. You see how you've got that where you can see that the light's on the left-hand side of the fencing? So that when you put it on here, it shows up that way. So we're going to just take and add a little bit of glue to the back. Doesn't need a lot. I just put it on a couple in the bigger posts. That's how you're covering up that bottom. So when you color, you don't have to be exact. Just putting some on, like I said, the bigger posts. Alrighty. Come on. And we'll slide that up just a hair. Oops, it came off with me. There we go. And last but not least now, well, not last but not least, it's got Let's see. Get these off as I go. Because there's one more thing we're going to add after the sentiment here. And then we'll be all done. Because you've got a lot of white space left. So this will help. So that looks like a completed card. I'm going to put happy anniversary here at the bottom. And then I got some seagulls. Save these for last. Put this one up here. And this one's going to be flying in down in here. And that will dry clear. I got a little too much glue on that. And then we got this little guy, which we're going to put right here. So we kind of have that triangle effect. So that is our card for today. What do you guys think? Nice little happy anniversary card. And we did masking today. We did coloring. We did stamping. And we did heat embossing. Lots of technique today. But it was all very simple. Very simple to do. Not hard at all. I could teach anybody to do this. So I will see you guys Saturday at 2 o'clock. Let me get back over here. See you Saturday at 2 o'clock. And if you like what I do and you'd like to see more of me so you don't forget, subscribe to my YouTube channel. And, follow me on Facebook. I am either you could go to craftygirlcreations.com or jalenweinel.com. Either place will show you, take you right to me. Crafty Girl is GURL, Crafty Girl Creations. And the store is .stampinup.net. All right, you guys have a wonderful day. Bye.